Hey first grade, how's it going? Welcome back to a brand new week of drama class, my friends. All right, so we are going to talk today about Chrysanthemum again. And remember we read this book on Friday, and it was a wonderful story about how not to dip into someone's bucket and how to help someone fill their bucket, right? So we are going to explore Chrysanthemum a little more. We're going to explore her emotions and her feelings. And then we are also going to take a look at some of the big, super big vocabulary words that were in this book. And we are going to talk about what they mean and how they apply to drama and using our bodies to act. So I'm very, very excited to do this with you, my friends. All right. So what we want to do with Chrysanthemum is first let's go ahead and write her name on the board. All right? Let me just make sure I spell it right. C-H-R-Y-S-A-N-T-H-E-M-U-M. Perfect. 13 letters. Now I know some people think the number 13 is bad luck, but I think for Chrysanthemum, she wound up having good luck in the end when Ms. Twinkle thought her name was wonderful. So here we go. Chrysanthemum. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Excellent. Excuse me. So what we're going to do, my friends, is we are going to talk about Chrysanthemum, and we are going to talk about 3 things that she had throughout the entire book. 3 different emotions. So the first one, let me make a small chart here, right? So we have 1, 2, and 3. So we have all right, so we have 3 specific ways that she felt. She had worries, she had feelings, and she had actions. Now, there were a couple of worries that she had, right? I think her biggest worry is that once she got to school, she didn't think school was any place for her. So that's one worry. We'll write that down. Remember, she didn't like school. Right? She was worried that she wouldn't fit in. And then she had another worry she had. Remember, she had that terrible, horrible dream, right, where she was a flower and Victoria picked all of her petals off. So she was worried about being bullied, right? So that was a big, big one that she had too, right? And she was worried about getting to school. And she took the long way there. Now let's talk about her feelings. Let's talk about how she felt, right? At first, she thought her name was absolutely perfect, right? We can even take a look at the book, and we can take a look at how she felt. Here she is, right? At the very beginning, just before she goes to school, she thinks her name is perfect in every way. So because she thinks her name is so perfect, I would go ahead and say that she feels like she's very proud, right? So we can write that down. She feels proud. Perfect. We all feel proud when we like something about ourselves. We have a little smile. Maybe we're like Chrysanthemum. We close our eyes and we want to jump around. And we also have, let's see, how else did she feel? Remember the first time that Victoria, Rita, and Joe teased her about her name, she did not think her name was perfect. She thought it was dreadful, right? So instead of feeling proud, she felt sad, right? And there's another word, right? She felt ashamed. And ashamed is when something bad happens to you and you just feel just so awful about it. You can't believe that that happened. You're not proud of yourself at all. You don't feel good. You just feel ashamed. So she felt ashamed. Right? And let's see. She felt a little embarrassed too, right? Now we put down being bullied as a worry, right? She felt bullied too, so we can write that down. Bullied. Sorry, friends, let me move my computer so that way it's a little more centered on our chart here, right? So she felt bullied, and she also felt, let's see, she felt embarrassed, right? Embarrassed is when you do something that you don't mean to do, and instead of feeling sad or angry, you're just kind of like, oh, I can't believe I did that, and you worry everyone's going to laugh at you, right? So you feel embarrassed. And sometimes we feel embarrassed and we have a smile on our faces, but if you take a look at this picture here, right, when Victoria is making fun of Chrysanthemum, she feels very embarrassed by her name. So that's a big way she feels. And remember, let's see, what else? Sorry. She starts to feel better. She has a fun dream. But then, here's the picture I forgot to show earlier. So she might even feel a little scared, right? Because the girls tease her about picking her like she's a flower. So she's so scared that she has that dream where Victoria does pick her like a flower, right? So that is another feeling. She feels scared. All right, so she's worried that she won't like school, and she's being bullied, worried about being bullied, right? Even though we only have 2 worries up there, those are some big worries, my friends. And then let's see. She meets Mrs. Twinkle. Mrs. Twinkle makes her feel good about her name. So we can add a couple of more feelings on the board. Ultimately, she feels happy, right? Happy, and there's actually another word, content. And content is when you feel happy, but it's a small, peaceful kind of happy. So instead of, happy when you have a big face, right, you feel great, content is more, you let out a heavy sigh, and you smile, maybe your eyes are closed, and you feel content. All right, so let's see, actions now. We need to think about actions. What does Chrysanthemum do when she feels good or bad about herself, right? So let's see. So let's go back and take a look. So first of all, she runs, right? She's proud of her name, and so she runs to school, right? So we can put that down. Chrysanthemum runs because she feels proud. And there we go. We have proud and run right next to each other. So let me get rid of this so it's more like you. Sorry. And she feels very good. And then we have, let's see. Then she wilts. And remember, flowers wilt right here. See, she wilts. When flowers wilt, they don't have enough water and they just fall like this. So chrysanthemum gets very small, kind of like a flower. So she runs, she wilts. Let's see. She cries, right? So she does that too. She cries. And let's see, she plays Parcheesi, right? So she sleeps peacefully. And let's see, she has a pleasant dream. So she dreams, right? And she has both a good and a bad dream, right? And if we remember correctly, I think there's also, she drags her feet in the dirt and writes her name. So, writes name in dirt. And then let's see, she hugs her family, so she gives a hug. Gives hugs. And what else? And oh, and then the very last page, don't forget. When Ms. Twinkle says she likes her name, she does 3 things. She blushes, she beams, and she blooms. So the 3, write that down right here. 3 B's. Blush, beam, and bloom. So, blush, beam, bloom, right? So we are going to go ahead and, oh, actually 2. Let's see. Yes, that's it. Sorry, forgot. So we have 2 worries, right? We have not liking school and being bullied. We have proud, sad, ashamed, bullied, embarrassed, scared, and happy/content. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 feelings. And we have, let's take a look, we have all these actions as well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, technically 7, 8, 9 actions. So, what we need to do now, friends, is we need to use our bodies to go ahead and show how these worries, feelings, and actions would look if we experienced them ourselves, right? So that's what we will do. So let's go ahead, and I know I can't see you, my friends, and you're just going to do this at home, but use your bodies to the best of your ability, right, to act and move like what it says up here on the board, and I will demonstrate to you all, my friends, what some of these might look like. All right, so here we go. Let's see, the first one. Worried that you won't like school. So after her first day, remember, Chrysanthemum thought she was going to have fun, but then she was worried she didn't like school. And actually, I totally forgot about this. She took the long way to school on the 3rd day. She had that horrible dream, right, about Victoria picking her, and then she went ahead and took the longest way to school that she possibly could. But the whole way, don't forget, she could hear the flowers saying her name. So let's imagine, my friends, let's open up an imaginary umbrella, just like Chrysanthemum has, and let's walk through the rain, kind of like we did a couple days ago. And we're taking the long way. We're hoping nobody sees us. and we feel very sad. So show me a sad face. But we hear the flowers say our name. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. So imagine if I was walking by some flowers and I heard them say, Mr. Roth, Mr. Roth, Mr. Roth. That would be a little strange, right? But walking silently with your umbrella, taking the long way because we don't want to be seen. There we go. Also, being bullied. We talked about this, right, with bucket filling and bucket dipping. Bullying is the ultimate bucket dipper, right? And we've seen how Chrysanthemum looks when she's being bullied, right? She feels very sad. So here is the last picture of her being bullied by Victoria. So if you just kind of stand like this, right, put your hands behind your back, or even in front of you like this. You don't want to talk to anyone because you've been bullied too much, right? You feel like going away, and you don't want to talk, and you think nobody wants to see you, right? You just feel bullied. And it never feels good to feel bullied. Ever, ever, friends. We don't do that to our friends. All right. Now, let's go and talk about some feelings, right? We've talked about emotions before here in drama class, for those of you who had me in K5 last year, right? So let's just review a couple of the feelings that Chrysanthemum has. First, there's proud, right? She's proud of her name. So when you're proud, sometimes you fold your arms, you have a big smile, you might even be looking out towards maybe the sun's out. You're like, yep, I did a good thing today. I love my name. Mr. Roth is the coolest name ever. I feel proud. So, proud it is. Excellent. All right, we also have, let's see what else is up here. We have sad. We've done sad so many times, right? Feel sad. You walk home. Sometimes you have, here, I'll move my screen so you guys can see it. Sometimes you'll have your hands in your pockets, right? You're just walking home, feeling so sad, right? And then, let's see what else we've got. We have ashamed. Remember I said ashamed is when you do something that makes you feel the opposite of proud. So you do something that just does not make you feel good. So, I can't believe I did that. All my friends must think I'm so awful, right? I can't believe my name is Chrysanthemum. It's too long. I don't like it. And you close your eyes and you hang your head in shame. So that's ashamed. It's not a good way to feel. All right. Then there's bullied, right? We already did bullied. It's up there again. Remember? You feel small. You feel like walking away, right? Don't want to talk to anyone because you're afraid of what they might say. Terrible feeling. Embarrassed. Now, there are two ways to do embarrassed. Sometimes you do something you didn't mean to do, and it's funny. You get embarrassed. You kind of are like, oops, I can't believe I did that. And your face turns like little pink, little red. You're kind of like, sorry, guys. You're smiling. Maybe you laugh a little bit. But Chrysanthemum is embarrassed by her name because everyone is teasing her. So when she feels embarrassed, she kind of puts her head down, puts her shoulders up real big. She's embarrassed by her name. Poor Chrysanthemum. Then, scared. She has that terrible dream, remember? Victoria. We can all, let's see evil Victoria faces, right? Victoria's picking every single one of her petals, one by one. And Chrysanthemum, just sitting there, all scared and terrified because every single one of her flowers is being picked by Victoria, and she just feels so incredibly scared, right? It's not a good way to feel. Not at all. Oh, my goodness. All right. Then there's happy or content, right? Chrysanthemum just has a little smile because Miss Twinkle makes her feel good about her name. So content, right? Walking, we're happy, but we're not super happy, right? We're not crazy happy. We're just quietly happy. We're content. All right, very nice, my friends. Now, let's move right along to the actions that Chrysanthemum has, right? So let's see, we have, remember, she runs. She runs to school because she feels so happy. She even skips, she even dances a little bit, but we feel so good about going to school that we're going to run to get there. And we feel so, so good about the day we're going to have. It's a fantastic day, friends, right? So that's the first one, right? She loves her name. She's proud of her name. So she runs to school. It's wonderful. All right. Let's see. Then she wilts. Remember, her name makes her, her Victoria and Rita and Joe make fun of her name so much that she wilts and she feels small. So we'll take your body and just kind of wilts. Like a flower. Flowers, you know, when they wilt, they go, they fall down like that. So Chrysanthemum kind of goes like this and goes down too. It doesn't want to be seen or heard by anyone. That's wilting. She cries, remember? She comes home and she's so sad. I don't want to go to school. It's not for me. I don't like it. And her parents do everything they can to make her feel better. They play Parcheesi. They have macaroni and cheese with ketchup, which is a little strange for me, but you know, everybody likes their thing. And then the second night, they have triple chocolate cake. And she also has that great dream, right? She dreams. Her name is different. Her name is June. So she's happy, right? But then there's that bad dream the second time. Remember? Let's do the scared thing again. She's standing there, and they pluck her one by one, and she is very, very scared. Whew. Okay. All right. Then let's see. We have, oh yes, she writes her name in the dirt, right? So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys as best I can my feet. There we go. All right, so remember, Chrysanthemum feels good. She wears her best jumper. She's skipping to school again. And then she goes ahead and she starts writing her name. So I'm going to write Mr. Roth. So I need to bring this a little closer so you guys can see my feet. There we go. So M, R, dot, and then I need to write Roth. Another R, then O, T, it's easy, line, that, and H. And then the line across. Perfect. Now, didn't take me that long. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, excuse me, not 7. 6 letters in my name, Mr. and Roth. So Chrysanthemum has 13 letters. So when she feels better, she just takes her time and writes her name in the dirt as best as she can. Okay, let's see what else we've got. We have, she gives hugs. She feels better, and her parents give her a hug. So, my friends, just like we always do, give yourselves a great big hug, right? Because it always feels good. Or if you're at home, right, and you're with parents, or you're with siblings, or you're with a very good friend, give them a hug too, because everybody needs a hug. Everybody feels good when you give a hug, okay? So if you're with people you know, right, you're in a safe place, just give a hug. It feels good. All right, and the last one, oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and check that picture one last time, because that picture is just outstanding. Okay, so we have Miss Twinkle, remember, telling the class that she thinks Chrysanthemum is a wonderful name. And her name is another wonderful flower. Her name is Delphinium Twinkle. So when she says that she loves Delphinium, or she loves Chrysanthemum, she loves Chrysanthemum's name so much that she is going to name her baby's name, because remember, Ms. Twinkle is pregnant when we first see her. She is going to name her baby Chrysanthemum. So Chrysanthemum does 3 things. First, she's not sure what to think. Then she blushes, she beams, and she blooms. So we need to go ahead and do all 3 of these actions. So first, Chrysanthemum is shocked, right? She's sitting there like this. Miss Twinkle likes my name. How about that? So first she blushes, and blushing is what we do when we get embarrassed. So we need to make that blushing face again, like this. Then she beams. She kind of puts her arms out and she smiles, like this. And then she blooms. She gives herself such a big hug. And when flowers bloom, remember, their petals come out all the way like this. So Chrysanthemum, after giving herself a big hug, she just blooms and raises her arms up because she feels so good. Because Ms. Twinkle loves her name so, so much. Don't forget, friends. She loves her name so much that, don't forget, Chrysanthemum, she did such a good job playing the daisy, right? And then Victoria messed up some of her lines, right? Being the fairy queen. And that's what you get when you make fun of somebody, right? And then Ms. Twinkle did eventually have her little baby girl and called her Chrysanthemum because she just thought that name was so wonderful. All right, my friends, so we have successfully explored our very first character in drama class. So we know a little more about Chrysanthemum now. Excuse me. We know her worries, we know her feelings, and we know her actions. And many more of the characters that we are going to explore throughout this class will have them. So now that we know what she feels like, we're going to go ahead, next class, I'll have this for Tuesday because we're almost out of time, guys. We are going to explore some of the big words that were in the book. In particular, the second time she comes home, there are 4 words that we're going to take a bigger look at, right? And because her father says, right here in this picture, when he's telling her not to listen to the children bullying her, that the children are, her mother says they're jealous. And then her father says 4 big words: envious, begrudging, discontented, and jaundiced. And we are going to explore those words next time, and maybe on Thursday as well, my friends. So, thank you so much for diving into this book and this character with me. We will go ahead and explore those big, big words and learn some wonderful vocabulary next time. All right, my friends, thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.